Hello and welcome aboard this tutorial on the cold and dark up to takeoff on board the Boeing's P3Dv4. This one is Delta Alpha Lima Foxtrot Alpha, which is Good Day USA. So first thing I do is step in the cockpit, I change my radio barrow over. I also do the same for the first officer. Get his zoom right as well. I don't know why cockpits always zoom in. And also just checking a few other things there. We're checking oxygen first thing. I like to check is the oxygen supplies. Okay, that's fine. Go back to my seat. Check the captain's oxygen. And then obviously we could check the reserve crew oxygen, as we have 2 passengers on board today. Okay, so first thing we check is the parking brake is on. The parking brake is on. Happy days with that. And then we need to put some power onto the plane. So I'm going to flick on the battery switch, which is up there. I'm going to check our primary flight computers. Our guard's closed and we're in auto, so we're in auto and guard's closed, so that's fine. Well, thrust symmetry compensation is in auto. Okay, our APU generator switch is on, and our APU gen switch is on there. Passenger seats, we haven't gotten them because we're not we have got cabin utility. We're checking our buzz tie switches, and these switches are open and closed to allow power on and off to the main buzz from the transformers, so I'll go through that later on. Left and right generator control switches are on with a fault light because we're not producing any power yet. Backup generator switches are on. APU selector switch. Now APU selector switch we can have to on or start, so I'm going to flick to start. And while we're getting power onto the plane, just take that off for a minute, I'm going to put the navigation lights on. I don't want logo light on or on battery. Cockpit lights are on and to auto. I'll show you that in the FFC. We're going to arm the emergency exits, and we're going to close the guards there. We're going to check the left or right pack switches. To do that, I'm going to switch seats. A second. I ain't got an easy cam, so I do apologise. We're going to switch seats there. They're the pack, so we can switch left. Right there. Packs are to auto, which is where I want them to be. And then Adia's left and right, so good. Go over to my seat. The captain would do this anyway, and we're going to switch the Adia's address system on. It tells the airplane where it is. Now we're going to wait until the plane gets some power. Okay, it's pretty realistic the time I've got on mine to power up. As you can see now, we're getting some power onto the plane. I'm going to set up the plane and bring up this, go to FS actions. Okay, I'm going to ground connections, and I want power. As soon as I've got power, I'm going to select it as my primary source. So that means the APU isn't running anymore, I'm not burning any more fuel. We're then going to open up the doors. Okay, main bulk cargo, and obviously the cargo bulk there, the cargo forward there. So loaded all the doors. We'll disarm the front left, and we'll open that up so the ground crew can come and talk to us, give us our sheets and everything that's required there. Just give it 2 seconds. Let's do my head in a little bit. Just going to turn down the volume. Okay, so that's all done. Our next one is we want to insert our fuel. Now this is what SimBrief gave us, our block fuel of 33,760 kilograms, so 33,760 tons of fuel. In that, it's 23%, which is about right. Our payload, SimBrief also gave us was 228.6. Because of a 0 fuel weight. If you add all this up, that'll equal roughly around about our cargo, which was about 79 tons of cargo, 79,000. Because everything's happy there. Okay, everything's good. Our next thing we have to do is our initialization. I'll bring up this RFMC1 right over here. Okay, so now we're going to position initialize. So click this button. Where are we? Well, we're at Malaga Airport. Put the code in there. And we're at gate 8, but we don't need to put that. We're going to have the GPS position and set it in here. Let's set our route up, so we go from Malaga. If you want to use a scratch pad you can, I like to use the buttons. And we go to Frankfurt. Now don't fill in these two, go straight to the company routes. The reason for this is because you'd just have to redo them two again. So if you asked to put the runway, as soon as you put the company route in, you'd have to re-put the runway, which we would do anyway. So we're at runway 14, so there it is. Okay, I forgot, so we're runway 13. We're taking off from at flight number, it's Lufthansa Cargo, and it is 8 to Lima. That's our call sign. Okay, and we're going to be departing from Lemming on the Bailin 3 Charlie. So select that one first, and it gives us that one, happy days. And we're going to be arriving in Frankfurt on the MPAT 3 Whiskey, and it's going to be ILS 25 left is our approach. And we're going to go via 616, so that's pretty good there. Okay, so once we've got that stage, okay, we'll go back to our route, and we want to activate it. Thank you very much. Preferred initialization. We've got our fuel on board, so double click that because our gross weight. Our reserves for this trip, according to brief, was 6223, 6,223. So we'll go for 6.2, that's fine. No reserves. Cruise altitude is 340, that's absolutely fine again. And our cost index is 100. It's about average. Thrust limitations. We're going to go rated, and we're going to expect 40 degree temperature. Gives us a better reduction in takeoff. So now go through to the takeoff page. I'll leave this one until you get your IRS alignment, which is going to be in about 3 minutes. Bring up the co-pilot's FFC, bring that down so you can see it. Go to FFC, go to legs, and just go through, make sure we've got no discontinuities in our flight plan. Which we haven't. There's MPACs coming in now, that's our so here we've got a few I'll tell you what now, I like to be at 4,000 at this waypoint, so I'm going to just change that, and we want to be no lower than 4,000 at this altitude there, so we execute them too. Okay. Now if you didn't know your route, but I do, so you go to your flight plan. Now normally you'd probably end here at your start point, so you'd end at your last node position, which, sorry I've gone past it, which will be here, and then you'll get radar vectors also, you could do that. So we go to our runway. Yeah, runway, and I'm going to go to my fixed page. I've placed the runway into the fixed page, and I want a 5 mile ring, and I want a 15. This helps me slow down the aircraft and final adjustment speeds there. There we go. A happy day. So from 15 to 10 miles we're going to be down for flight on 10,000, but we'll see how that pans out. So okay, back to our FFC, our VDAV page. Trans altitude is correct, cruise is correct, descent, I like a descent speed of 280, and I always put that in there. So climbs, course with 320, that's good. Okay, so progress, we're just checking we're going to have enough fuel left, and we are. So at this stage now we're waited for our time to align. So now we're going to be checking another few things. We're checking the window heat is on. We're checking the primary left and right engine hydraulic pump switches, which are these, are on. Now that fault lights on because no power going to them. And our primary C1 and C2 electrical hydraulic pumps are off, which they are. Now our left electronic and right electronic pumps are off, and our C1 and C2 air demand, these are demand pumps, are off. Obviously we've got, so we can now bring on no smoking signs. I put that one into, put no smoking into auto. Well, it's no electronics nowadays. ECC mode selectors. Okay, these are the ECC mode selectors: normal and guards closed. Okay, happy days. Start switch normal, and auto start switch is available, which is on. Left forward fuel pump is no pressure is running because the APU, so that's all good, and the others one will have pressure. Anti-ice is here, it's all in auto. Equipment cooling Gasper switches. Gaspers are fans on board passenger, we don't have them, but equipment coolers are recircs in auto, so everything's good there. Flight deck temperatures are all in the middle ranges. Left to right pack switches are in auto. Trim air switches, trim air switches, okay, they are all good, and our isolation valves are all in the auto position. Engine and bleed switches are good also. Pressurization panel has been set to automatic, which is here. ATIS has been obtained. Why that? Because I know that ATIS has been obtained because QNH is 10013, which is correct. 10013 for leave it, so we'll leave that as is. So FMC is programmed. So now we're going to put our takeoff flaps in, 15. Gives us our trim at 4.25. So V1 at 146, rotate at 149, and a V2 at 155, plus 30 for safe climb speed. Gives us 185 safe climb speed there. Okay, so once that's set, that's all good. Can be put away. Now we're going to set our MCP. Our MCP is half set. We're taking off our runway 14. Cruise altitude. Well, we've got no restrictions, so we could go straight to our cruise altitude of 34,000 feet to MCP. Our flight instruments. Okay, make sure everything else is set. Okay, so auto brake is on. Auto brake is set. Com radio panel. So our comms panel. Now, I'll show you some of the trick here. If you fly VATSIM or IVO and have problems with the PMDG planes and we're talking receiving and transmitting, although you set, say, your Unicom frequency, you also have to initialize the microphones, and on the so captains and the first officers here, the central processor, put it on PA and cabin and have it on the speaker. And that's all good there. You need the standby frequency. The standby frequency has been set, and now we do the TCAS test. So press that button. We would have the TK test come up. Traffic collision and avoidance system test.
TCAS test pass.
Okay, it's TCAS testing. We're going to check our aliens and rudder trims, which is all to 0, which is good. We know that our alien trim is also to 0. Okay, taxi and takeoff briefing. Well, we're going to be departing on runway 13. So our brief will consist of, we'll be pushing back, nose facing the left, and then taxiing out of here straight down taxiway to runway 14. We'll be taking off on the Ballina 3 Charlie departure as programmed by the FMC. Taxi and takeoff briefing is complete. Okay, so now we're getting ready to go. We can't do anything yet, so flight directors go on, and then LNAV and VNAV. Okay, we want to shut our doors now. We're fully loaded and we want to get underway. So we go to our doors page and we're going to close the doors that we've opened. Closing. Thank you. Ground crew are now left the aircraft. Goes our paperwork. So good. I'm going to arm that door. Ground connections. We're going to get rid of the power. External power has been removed. And just while that's been sorted, we're going to put our brakes on and remove the wheel chocks there. Should have had them removed anyway. And get ready on the pushback. So before we start the plane, we're going to get ready on the beacon. Light's going to go on, and we're going to flick on our electronic and air demand pumps, as well as our hydraulic demands, and we're going to turn on the fuel pumps. We've got nothing in the centre tank, so don't need to worry about them for now. That's all done. We're now ready for pushback and startup. So we'll have a recall. So I'm going to ask control now. Hello Malaga ground, this is Lufthansa Cargo 8 to Lima, ready for push and start, stand 8. And you say yes, you could go push and start, stand 8. So we're going to go to this display here. I'm turning the left 90 degrees. I don't want any, I want the shortest distance possible. Okay, and we're going to start.
And ground, cockpit.
Go ahead, Captain.
Clear left,
We're
clear
all
right.
set to go up here. We've been cleared to push and start at your discretion.
Roger that, ready for push. Power and air are clear, doors closed. We are ready for pushback. Release parking brake, please.
Okay, parking brake is off, cleared to push.
I'm going to be starting engine number 2 first.
Brakes off, here we go.
Left clear, right clear. Engine start switch number 2 selected. Nitrogen 2 rolling and fuel injection. Fuel injection is in. Fuel control switch is running. Checking out the engines are rolling up pretty well. Wait till the engine's stable. Engine 2 is stable. We're going to be starting engine number 1. Engine number 1 start switch to on. And fuel control lever to run. Still clear left. Still clear right.
Push is complete. Set parking brake, please.
Parking brake set.
Alright, brakes are set and pressure's normal.
Okay, sir. Tow bar is off. Pin is out. Watch for the pin on the right.
Thank you.
Alright guys, thanks. You're cleared to disconnect. We will be watching for the pin and the release from guidance on the right side of the airplane, and we'll see you guys next time through.
Roger that. Have a good flight.
Okay. So engine 2 is stable. Okay, let's flaps. Select flaps 15. Select the flaps 15. Just go through pre-start. So both generators are, so we can knock off the APU. The engine start switches. Sorry, let's go back to a view. You make you sick. Engine start switches are back to normal. Everything is good there. Left to right patch switches are not quite correct, but our isolation valves and bleed switches are good. Okay, so we're going to go to stabilizer trim. So we're going to change our view to flight control. And our trim to takeoff is 4.25. So we need to go up to 4.25, which is stabilizer trim is set. Okay, so we want our taxi lights and runway lights turned on. We're going to do that in a couple of seconds. Packs are now off and auto, which is good. So we're going to check our flight controls. We'll watch this here. So full left, then full right, neutral, full up, and full down, and neutral. Is good. Door page, please. Door page has been selected. Taxi and runway turn off lights. Taxi and runway turn off lights are on. recall. Recall is complete. Okay, we're ready to taxi. Ground, this is Lufthansa Cargo 82. Lima ready for taxi. Roger, taxi 2 and hold short of runway 14. Thank you very much. Okay, so here we go. So, brakes off. I'm just going to power up the aircraft. With the 777, you want about 27 thrust. So obviously we're going to start now and turn. I would turn a lot later than this normally, but I've got no AI traffic on, just to let you know, so I'm just trying to I'm turning the aircraft. Okay. I want to centralise the aircraft. Okay. So now I'm taxiing. It's a pretty short taxi here in Malaga, so we're going to go down here to where my mouse is, and then up, and then we're going to be holding short, go through the before takeoff checklist, and then we'll go carry on, which is all good. Over to my left here is a bay. If you had another aircraft coming off too late, you could go. He could come in here, or we could go there. We could wait. Okay, so we're coming up to the whole short now. So I'm going to set throttles to idle. Prepare now for the checklist for takeoff checklist.
Approaching 14.
Pressure 14, thank you. Okay, before takeoff checklist, landing lights on, strobe lights on, and clock started. It's complete. Thank you for that, and we'll show you on the descent and approach tutorial.